Hi, it's David McArthur for Wine Science. We're in the Fraser Valley, and that is one of the geographical indications or appellations for the BC Wine Authority's BCVQA program. And we're specifically in the Chaberton Estate Vineyard, and we're looking at their Gamay Noir vineyard in this particular case. Now what we're looking at here is about a 7 or 8 year old trunk with Gamay Noir on the top, and then we have a rootstock in the bottom. That's one of the North American variety rootstocks that are used to protect the plant against phylloxera, the root louse, which can kill these plants. Now, this is a double layout system. We have one mother cane coming this way off the head of the trunk, more or less, and we have another one coming over on this side. Now, if I could point out that this mother cane is thicker, and the shoots coming off that mother cane are much stronger and taller and more developed. This one's a little bit thinner, and you see the shoots are actually not quite as tall as most of the shoots on the other mother cane. Again, it's most likely just that the amount of material that was stored here for this cane wasn't as much as on the other side. So you would want to have more thicker mother cane than the one over on this side. Now, where are the plants in terms of their development now on June 19th? Well, okay, so the compound buds that were formed last year during the summer and late summer, and then they overwintered and grew out, producing these shoots here. And these are growing up in between two catch wires here, so they don't fall around in the wind too much. Now, each of these shoots is producing about 2 of the inflorescences that were initiated last year, and the flowers are coming out now. So at bud 1, 2, 3, 4, or the 4th node, is the first inflorescence. This one, the 5th one, is a skip, and then at the 6th node is the other inflorescence. And this one here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the inflorescences are at the 4th and 5th node, which is quite common for wine grapes in general. Now, after about the 5th or 6th node, mostly it's just vegetative growth. So lots of leaves for photosynthesis, some tendrils for helping them to cling on to things to help them climb up towards the light. Sometime soon they'll be bringing down these 2 top wires down to hold the shoots here so they don't flop around in the wind. Today is a little bit of a windy day, and they'll probably be doing that very soon. Now, the flowers themselves, they're just beginning to open. There's probably about 25% of the bloom that's open. The rest of them haven't opened yet. So maybe a little bit more heat, a little bit more time, and those flowers are open, and they'll begin their berry set, which is important, of course, for wine grape production. So that's just an update, June 19th, 2019, Gamay Noir in the Fraser Valley. Hi, it's David McArthur for Wine Science, and we're at the Chaberton Estate Winery Vineyard. This is Gamay Noir, and it is August 1st, 2019, and we're looking at where the shoot is in terms of its growth for this time of year. We can see some of the berries down here in the fruit zone, and we can see the wires that have been placed to help keep the shoots from moving around in the wind. So just a couple of observations for you. So here we have some cluster of berries here. It looks quite reasonably sized, but you've got another cluster over here, and some berries are quite big, and this other side cluster, the berries are quite small. So there's a bit of lateness in the development of the berries over here, so not premium. These ones would be better. Now, this fruiting zone is partially exposed because they did what's called basal leaf removal. So they've taken some of the leaves away from around the grapes to expose them, so there's more light on the grapes, they warm up, they develop faster, they ripen faster, and they get better color. And also the air circulation here is better, so there's less disease pressure because the humidity is lowered by having the ambient sort of relative humidity the same as around the grapes. Now, the shoots here have been placed in a vertical shoot position, and I mentioned there's some wires here. There's 2 here, and there's 2 here, and there's 2 here, and they've been oriented more or less vertically, something like that. You see this one over here needs to go in the wires still. I'll just do that to help them out. And this one over here needs to go into the lower wire, and that just to stabilize it there. Now there's a few holes here in the canopy. We could move them around just to try to fill those holes up, and they would normally come through here and do that very soon. And there's another one over here, that could be moved around a little bit more. And like so. So then we just try to close those holes up so we have a better photosynthetic plane there. We have the fruit zone down here, and basically we're just waiting for things to happen, waiting for veraison and the start of ripening, and just watching for any problems. The one problem I can see down here is the rootstock is producing suckers, and these are not helpful at all to the development of the fruit or the crop. So the crew would come along here with some pruning shears, and they would just snip those off, and they're no longer taking any of the nutrients that the berries could have instead of those suckers from the rootstock. Okay, so August 1st, 2019, the Gamay Noir here is looking pretty good, and its veraison I'm anticipating to be about August 15th or maybe a bit later.